I tried to surprise my girlfriend with Zara Larsson tickets, using $16 flights and airline miles. I booked 8 flights, crossed the entire country, and spent almost no money, and somehow still failed. Hello beautiful and YouTube fam, my name is Kim Jackson and welcome to this latest episode of KLMFL Friendship and Love. So today y'all, I just want to talk about how I booked this last minute trip to SoCal to try and surprise my girl with tickets to see Zara Larsson that I couldn't even get. Let me explain how it all happened. So at the top of the year, I made a New Year's resolution that I wasn't going to travel as much as I did last year. I racked up a little bit of debt and needed to save money. So the rule was, if I had to travel this year, I would only do so if it was cheap, like under $100 or for free, using miles, points, gift cards, or flight credits. Alrighty, so this particular weekend in March, I was just going to stay in the Midwest and chill at the crib. But everything changed. Flashback to when I was in Cali for New Year's, I was going on a date with my girl. While driving, she was on aux, and she happened to put on this song, Midnight Sun by Zara Larsson. After the chorus, I was instantly addicted. Man, I listened to that song like dang near 12 times. Shoot, I also began to listen to older bangers like Lush Life and Symphony. The more and more I listened, the more I thought about seeing if she was performing anywhere. And shoot, she was doing a US tour. I began thinking, wait, hold on now, this could be perfect, because our concert lineup for this year was a bit slim. We had already missed out on Coachella tickets, Olivia Dean, and our Ariana Grande. Like the pre-sale was insane. But I looked up tickets for her, and they were over $300, man. She was playing at smaller venues like House of Blues and smaller auditoriums, so I could see why the demand was there. I had a feeling that maybe the tickets might go down when it gets closer to the show, so I thought maybe we should go see her. As y'all know, the thing is, me and my girl are long distance, so she's still in Cali while I live in the Midwest now. So getting there would be a little bit pricey and difficult. But to surprise her, y'all, with a concert of her favorite artist, priceless. So I came up with a plan. I was gonna coordinate with her best friend, have them go to the mall where the venue's at, and I'll just pop out of nowhere and then tell her we're gonna go see Zara Larsson like right now. But for this to work, I had 2 big requirements. The concert tickets needed to drop under $150, and there needed to be flight availability with my Frontier GoWild pass. I thought if either one of those things happened beforehand, that it was meant to be. And also, I wanted to be back at home on Sunday morning for church, because that was a commitment I made. So basically, it had to be perfect or impossible. So I was monitoring everything, and like 3 weeks before the concert, the ticket prices weren't moving. So I pivoted to going to Chicago instead. Shoot, I even bought a flight back using miles. But the week of the concert, on Tuesday, I started thinking, what if I just full send it and go into Cali to see my girl, and maybe, just maybe, Zara Larsson too, if the tickets were cheap. So the concert was Saturday evening, so Thursday night, midnight hits, and I started looking for flights. And this is where things get chaotic. Frontier changed the rules so you can only book like all the flights in your itinerary with the pass 1 day in advance. So now I'm trying to piece together flights like it's a puzzle. First, I tried flying Friday to any SoCal airport, not available. Then I tried Chicago to Atlanta to LA, but it wasn't available either. I booked a flight to Vegas, but then I would have to stay up till 2 a.m. to book the next leg to SoCal, and I had work in the morning. But finally, just finally, I found something that worked. A flight to Denver and then to Orange County, leaving Friday night and arriving Saturday morning. So I booked those 2. And then I booked a return flight from LA with a layover using miles with American. So at this point, I had 6 flights booked. I go to sleep, wake up, and check the weather in Denver. Snow. Like a lot of snow. I'm thinking, okay, this could either ruin everything or help me. Because if the flights gets delayed, I can rebook and get more options. But if I miss the connection, I'm screwed. Anyway, fast forward and the flight is delayed, and I realized we have a problem. I didn't feel comfortable sleeping at the airport for 12 hours or going and finding a hostel in Denver with all the snow. So I looked for another flight, and I found a GoWild flight from Denver to LAX, leaving about an hour after our scheduled arrival in Denver. I saw that most of the flights in Denver were delayed, so I risked it and booked this one. And now I'm tracking everything. I'm watching the incoming plane, I'm watching delays, and somehow by God, everything lines up. My first flight is late, my second flight is delayed. I make the connection. We take off and I land in LAX at 2:30 a.m. At this point, I'm exhausted, and I rent a car. Because of my credit card and my work perks, I'm upgraded to a Tesla. I check for GoWild flights again, and I see something from LAX to ORD, leaving Saturday night at 11 p.m. I thought this might be a better value than the other flight that I spent points on, so I booked this one. So for a brief moment, things are going well. This trip might actually work. I drive to my mom's house for some sleep. After I woke up and spent some time with her, I drove to my girl's crib in the OC around noon. I checked the concert tickets, and now they're $400. I'm low-key crying because dang, what do you mean I came all the way out here just for this? So yeah, at this point, the mission is basically over. I tell my girlfriend what I was planning. She's shocked, she's sad, but she's actually really proud that I tried to pull this off. And yeah, we both know we're not going to the concert. Anyway, I left her place around 8:40 p.m. Got to the rental car place around an hour later. I'm in the rental car shuttle, and then I realized I forgot to check in for my new Frontier flight. I try to check in, and it's closed. I missed it by 1 minute, y'all. So I pivot again. I go to my backup flight, American Airlines. I get on standby for an earlier flight. There's only 4 seats available, and somehow I get one. I make it to Dallas with an hour to spare, and the delays start happening again. I had gotten off standby for another earlier flight, but delays make the flight times match. I debate switching flights, getting off the plane, and literally at the last second, we get cleared for takeoff. I land back at home at 10:55 a.m., 3 minutes earlier than my original flight. I make it out the airport, run out the airport, hop in the lift, and then make it to church. 10 minutes late. So after booking all those ridiculous flights, crossing the entire country, spending less than $100, I didn't see the concert. I didn't go to the concert. But it's been one of the most fun travel disasters I ever had. I learned a lot. Like, flexibility is everything, always checking into your flights early, and delays can actually work in your favor. And like my mom says, sometimes the cheapest option turns out to be the most expensive. At least here, my heart rate is. Sometimes the experience is better than the outcome. So yeah, the mission failed, but I'll probably do it again. Maybe like next weekend. Thank you for watching this video, y'all. If y'all want any more story times or any more travel things, just go ahead and subscribe to 91BTV, and we'll see you next time.